Hi, my name is Aerica Karriem, your Joint Venture Connection Coach, where I teach you all the ins and outs of how to get people to say yes to promote you so that you can increase your exposure and multiply your income. Today I have a very, very special guest with me, Ray Majors Wildman, better known as Coach Ray. How are you, Ray?
I am amazing. Thank you for inviting me, Erica. I'm so excited to be part of this call.
Thank you so much for coming on with me. Now, you are the president and founder of All the Way Success. And one thing about it is the reason why I asked you to come on with me is because you gave me something free. You gave me a free book at the last convention that we went to, and I was amazed at how wonderful it was. So what I did was I read it, and then I gave it away to somebody that needed help more than I did. So thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
So,
that would be called my silent soldier.
Yes.
My little marketing strategy.
Yeah. So, Ray, how did you get started helping people in their business?
Well, I would really be considered an accidental entrepreneur. I mean, I really started my journey as a mother, and I have two boys. One is now he's 26. My youngest is 17. But when my youngest was born, I had an interesting experience. He was actually hurt at daycare. And I made the decision to quit my job, which was a scary one because I was primarily the main breadwinner of our family. And I said I couldn't do it anymore. I quit the job and I decided to start a family daycare. Well, when Christopher got school age, I realized that I was totally unemployable and needed to find something else to do. And I got into doing mortgages. The challenge is that when you're doing mortgages, it can be that perpetual business. Like many entrepreneurs, you're just on this hamster wheel. And when Christopher was in school, I had this slight window to really work from like 10 to 2 where I needed to be focused and get things done. And what happened was my coworkers noticed that I was, probably writing at that time around 20 to 25 loans per month. And yet I worked less time. And they said, well, how do you do that? And so this became me mentoring people and really sharing with them my 5-step system to really, attract more clients in less time. So that's kind of how All the Way Success was birthed.
Okay, awesome. Okay, now can you give me 3 tips for someone new, they're on the fence about starting a business and they need clients? They're going to get into this entrepreneurship thing, and what kind of things would you tell them that they need to do to get clients now?
Well, the first thing that I would recommend that they do is get clear who their ideal client is. What I believe is that many entrepreneurs, they do the old spray and pray. They throw the spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks, instead of getting very clear and concise with who is my target audience. And when you have that clarity, what happens is you're able to go to where they are and you're able to market to them more effectively. So one strategy that I recommend that people do when they're first starting out is that they position themselves not as the expert, but as the authority in the industry. And so what I mean by that is that right now we are drowned by noise, with social media and everything pulling at us. We don't have time to read all of the blogs. We don't have time to go on all of the groups, all of the forums. What we're looking for is the authority, the one person that we can go to. And I believe that any entrepreneur, small business person can position themselves as the authority. The way to do that specifically is through speaking. When I first started my business, if you want to get clients quickly, the first by far is to get on stages. It's whether you're invited to speak at networking groups or whether you create your own platform. By doing that, what happens is you position yourself in a different light and people want to do business with you. The second strategy, which might not be quick, but it is to write a book. Many people can write a book in less than a weekend. The book that I gave you is by far the best strategy that I use to generate clients, because within that book, it says, if you're interested, contact me for a free strategy session. And guess what? 9 times out of 10 people do. And then because it's a small book, it's under, 120 pages, most people say, hey, let me bless someone else. Guess what? Now that person has it and they read it and it says, hey, if you want a free strategy session, contact me. So it's how can you position yourself in a way that you're the expert, and then how, not the expert, the authority, want to get that clear, and how can you get on more stages? If you could do those two things, as well as who do you know right now that could be your joint venture partner or your strategic alliance. The quickest way to grow your business is through JVs by far. And so those 3 strategies, knowing like-minded people who have your ideal client's ear, if you can position yourself with that individual and there's an alignment and there's congruency there, then you will find that you'll have consistent funnel of clients coming into your pipeline. Does that make sense?
You absolutely do. And I just wanted to throw one thing in. For ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be a big-time guru to do joint ventures. Hop in there. Get you some partners. Okay, so how important do you think it is to get yourself a coach when you're starting your business?
Well, I'm biased, but I will say it is like breathing. I would say that having a coach is non-negotiable. And even myself, I've been coaching over 7 years. I have over 13,000 hours coaching entrepreneurs to build 6- and 7-figure business. And even I have a coach, because we cannot see our blind spots. It's like, okay, I can't see this. It's so close to us many times. And so that coach will give you that perspective. That coach will be that champion for you. That coach will call you on your stuff if they're a good coach. It's a love-hate relationship. They will call you on your stuff and say, hey, you need to come up, stronger than what you're doing. And so I think anyone who's serious about their business, they need to have a coach. They need to have a mentor. They need to have mastermind. They need to have a community of people who will support them and where they're trying to go. And you can't do it by yourself. You really can't.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, what do you think the difference between a struggling entrepreneur is versus a successful entrepreneur?
I would say the difference between someone who is successful and someone who is not successful, it comes down to a decision to be successful. So what I mean by that is those who are successful, I use the word non-negotiable a lot. It is non-negotiable. And for me, I remember when I first started my business, even as a daycare, when I started that business originally, it was primarily just to pay the bills. It was to fill the gap since I quit my job. In my mind, I didn't think I wanted to be a successful business owner. I was just filling the time, basically, and helping the family out. However, something happened when my oldest son, he was in high school, and I remember very vividly him knocking on my door, and I could hear him screaming, Mama, like beating on the door like someone was after him. And when I opened the door, at that time I lived in Michigan, it was the middle of winter. What I noticed is that he didn't have on a jacket, he didn't have on any pants, and he didn't have on any shoes. And he had been robbed by gunpoint. And being successful became non-negotiable. At that point, I got really clear that either I was going to pay now or I was going to pay later. And paying later meant that my son was either going to be dead. Paying later meant that my children would either be on drugs or in prison. And I chose, it was a decision, that success is not optional. And I would do whatever it takes that's morally ethical to get out of the ghetto where I was at the time and create a profitable business for my family. And so those who are successful, they're committed to their vision. They don't make excuses like those who are unsuccessful. They always say why they can't do something, why they can't pick up the phone and network, why they can't follow up. Those who are successful, it is non-negotiable. They will do what others will not do to get the results that they want and desire to change their lives, and not only their lives, their family lives.
Absolutely.
Can you tell I'm a little passionate about that?
Girl, wait a minute.
I'm like, don't have me preaching.
Yes,
I'm like, you gonna have me.
That's like pay now or pay later, and that's the key there. You know, you got to pay somebody to help you get you to where you need to go. So I absolutely agree with that. So I heard you say you will sacrifice, and you know this might have been the story that you just said, but I heard you say there's a sacrifice or a cost with being a business owner. So what exactly do you mean by that?
You know what? It's funny because when I say that there is a cost, there is a cost. You know, people, for whatever reason, we have this belief that to be successful, that it doesn't require work, as if work is a 4-letter word, which it is, but they make it seem like it's a negative word. And I don't think that being successful doesn't require work. I think it does require work. That's the sacrifice that you need to put in the time. And it doesn't mean that you have to work 24/7, because I am totally not in agreement with that. But it's about working smarter, not harder. It's about being strategic. And I believe that you are going to pay a cost. But as an entrepreneur, you have to decide what is the cost you're willing to pay. Meaning, are you willing to put yourself out there, even when you're afraid, even when you're fearful, even when you don't want to be on stages and you say, okay, well, that's not who I am. I'm not the guru. Are you willing to make yourself mildly and, outrageously uncomfortable? Are you willing to do that in order to have the type of business that you want? The cost does not, and hear me when I say that, the cost is not your family. The cost is not your health. The cost is not your relationships. That's not the cost.
Right.
And anyone who says that in order for me to have a 7-figure or 6-figure business, I need to lose family, I need to lose my health, I need to work 24/7, I will share with you without question they're doing it wrong. And they don't have the systems in place. So for me, the cost is getting clear, that decision, getting clear, what do you want? And what are you willing to pay? Meaning, whether that's an investment in a coach or, hiring a team, a virtual assistant, what are you willing to pay and invest in yourself in order to experience the type of business that you dream of?
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So tell us about your International Association Women's Professionals and Entrepreneurship Membership Program.
You think I'm a little excited about this? It's funny. IAW is it's a long word, right? International Association of Women Entrepreneurs and Professionals. IAWEP for short. .net for those who want to check it out. This membership came about because from my journey. When I first started as an entrepreneur, I was sitting there thinking, wouldn't it be great to have like-minded women that can come together and their whole purpose is to give, to grow, and to gain. And so International Association of Women Entrepreneurs is just that. It's that it's a place where you can come and you can get the information if you're just first starting out as an entrepreneur. I know many times we don't have the money to invest in high-level coaching. And so you get the training that you need. We have monthly calls where you learn everything from, sales and marketing to negotiations to joint venture partnerships to, how to take better care of your health and that work-life balance. So that's something that's provided to the members. And then for those who say, hey, I want to get engaged, we have opportunities for them to come in and come to live events because I think there's a synergy in playing your way to success. And, when I look at social media, specifically Facebook, 800 million active users plus per year, on there, that's because people want to be in community. That's apparent. And as women, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur or you're just starting out, many times we're in our back cave, head down. So I'm like, get out of the back cave. Let's connect. Let's synergize. Let's play your way to success. So that's tier 2. And then tier 3 is really by invitation only. It's for what I consider really high level entrepreneurs who, they want to give back. So there's a mentorship piece to that, but they also are looking to play with other individuals who are at the same level with them so they can share best practices. So it's what I always dreamed of, when I first started off, to have a community where it's no competition, that it's collaboration, that we come together in love and spirit and rooting each other on and playing our way to success, because I do think you can do that. You can't play and build a healthy 6 and 7 business.
That's right, absolutely. Now, give everybody that website again.
Again, the website is iawep.net.
Okay. Now, do you have any upcoming events or programs that we should know about?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay.
I am so excited. I just, and actually your group is the first group that it's going to hear it live. We have been in our back cave, so to speak, and we have been building this out over the last month and a half, and we are super excited to share with your audience an upcoming program we have entitled Platform Success Secrets. And Platform Success Secrets, the subtitle is How to Build a Tribe with Profitable Events. Because it goes back to something that you said, Aerica, where people have this belief that you have to be a guru. And I will share with you that when I first started speaking, I decided, well, you know what, I'll put on my own events. And what I learned is that not only was I successful in building profitable events, before I even hit the stage, I made money because I had joint ventures, I had sponsors, I had promotional partners that helped pay for the event, but I also built a community of people who are my walking, talking, raving fans and evangelists, a community of people that I get to share my gift with, and we get to support one another. And so Platform Success Secrets, that's what they're going to learn, how to not only build their own platform of raving fans, they're going to learn how to get on more stages. I started speaking last year professionally, so to speak, and I was invited to speak at eWomen Network, which, as you know, is the premier stage to be on if you're a woman speaker. And by the way, they get 2,500 people who are applying for that position. It's 22 spots, 2,500 women apply. I didn't apply. They asked me. So that's a little strategy that I'm going to be teaching, how to get on these big stages.
Okay.
And so this is going to be a virtual boot camp, so anyone can be part of it. Not only that, but we also, again, I love community. So as one of the bonuses, there are people who invest in it, they're going to have an opportunity to attend Platform Success Secrets Live. And that way they might be able to find their joint venture partnership there, their strategic alliances there. People who are hosting events are going to be there, so they'll be able to network with them and get on their stages. So you talk about the power of community within this event. So I'm super excited about that. The official launch is going to be on September. Here, I got to look. I don't have my glasses on. September 25th. The website is platformsuccesssecrets.com. So for those who want to know more about it, they can check that out. So yeah, super excited. And I'm always doing events. So if they go to my website, they can see my upcoming events as well.
Okay, wonderful. That is great, great, great. Okay, so now the drum roll is dum-da-dum-dum. Everyone knows that when they come interview with me, I give them 3 trivia questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So is there a book or a person that you've met that changed your life or the way you do business?
Just to name one is so hard. But if I was to name one person who has changed my life, I would say it would be Tony Robbins. I met Tony many years ago, and his foundation actually sponsored me to attend my first personal development event, and I will tell you that my life has never been the same since. So definitely Tony Robbins, top on the list.
Okay, do you want to add one more person?
Okay, thank you, because you can tell, right? I think it's so many.
Add that one more person.
I know. I was like, don't just tell me one. The other mentor, his name is Joel Bauer, and I would say that he is by far the best kept secret in the industry. He is the mentor's mentor. When you look at anyone like Mark Victor Hansen, Robert Allen, the list goes on, Alex Mandossian, some of the top platform closers out there, Joel has trained them. And so Joel is by far my mentor. Right now he's my mentor. He helps me with events. He helps me, with my confidence. He helped me really step into my power. So
okay.
He would be number 2.
Okay, Joel Bauer, you hear that? She loves you. Okay.
I love you, Joel.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me 3 characteristics that describe you, Ray, outside of work and outside of family.
I would say characteristic number 1 is that I am very authentic. So, like right now, it's funny. I was sharing with Aerica before we started is that, I forgot that it was a video interview, and I'm like, I have no makeup on. Well, guess what? This is who I am. No makeup, whatever. I am very authentic. I would say the second characteristic is I'm very truthful. And my clients affectionately call me the Velvet Hammer because I just tell it like it is. And, that used to be one of those things I had to learn how to share the truth with grace, so to speak. But I just feel like that we don't have enough people in our space that will be honest and truthful with us. I think there's a way to do that with integrity and with care and love. You don't have to beat people over the head all the time. But I think we want to know, I think people want to know the truth. It's like I always ask people, can you handle the truth? If you can't, don't ask me. And then the third characteristic that many people probably do not know about me is I am very goofy. You might have picked that up. I'm very serious, but I have a goofy side. I'm sitting here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm a big Hello Kitty fan. I love Hello Kitty. I got her house shoes, so I just like to play. Okay. I'm very childlike and kind of silly in that regard. So if you see me out in the mall somewhere, I will be dancing, embarrassing my son, and all that other fun stuff.
Okay, all right. So, and the last question is, where is your favorite place that you've ever traveled to and you can't wait to get back there again?
You know what? It's funny because one of the things I love to do is travel. And I've gone to some really great locations. And to name one, I would say the place that I'm really looking forward to returning to is Maui. I actually got married in Maui, and on the beach, by the way. And it sounds romantic, but it wasn't as romantic as it sounds because we literally traveled 3,000 miles from Detroit to San Diego, where I live now, and we took all of our stuff on the truck and threw it in the garage, and then we hopped on the plane to Maui, and we had to find a minister and all that, so we were like running all over the place. So I would love to go back to Maui. It is, to me, it's a space where you just can be. Yeah. And for a driven woman as myself, I love being any kind of exotic locations where I just get to be and don't have to have a agenda, a BlackBerry, a smartphone, or a computer.
Yes, and it's people, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can people get a hold of Coach Ray?
Well, there's many ways you can get a hold of me. One, I would say go to my website, which is RayMajorsWildman.com. And as you can see, my name is spelled out up at the top. So you just type in RayMajorsWildman.com. That's one way. You can actually find me on Twitter at Ray Wildman. And you can find me on Facebook. I would love for you to find me on Facebook. I spend a lot of time on Facebook, believe it or not. I don't believe in some of these people who say when you're on social media, you should have a social media manager who's acting like you. No, not like that. So when you see a post, it's from me. When you see a comment, it's from me. I'm actually on there, building a community and building a tribe, which to me is, at the end of the day, if you learn how to do that, you will easily build a successful business. So they can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Ray Majors Wildman.
Okay. Well, Ray, thank you so much for coming on with me. This interview was
You're welcome.
fun.
Yay! We were having some technology challenges, but I will persist until I succeed. I was not quitting.
That's right. Well, again, thank you so much for coming.
Awesome.
My name is Aerica Karriem, your joint venture connection coach. I'm at www.makingmillionswithjvpartners.com. Again, that's www.makingmillionswithjvpartners.com. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.